What are your kids learning in school is my guest, Jill Simonian. So we were talking about
I
the
didn't.
pledge, and you're talking. I mean, everything you say is so important. The middle school years and their significance, and dropping the pledge in many cases. So, where do you live, if I may? You don't have to give me your address, but what city?
You want to visit? I live in a small suburb outside of Los Angeles.
Okay. So, L.A., I mean, I'm shocked that there's any pledging of allegiance in the Los Angeles Unified School District.
Right. I mean, we are thankful for the teachers that share our pro-America values that are doing it in their class. And I said I cited the Pledge of Allegiance in our earlier conversation because that's where I'm at now with my elementary school kids. But when I start to learn about what many of the middle school and junior high kids in public and private schools are being taught now, it's very divisive. It's very selective history. The history that you and I were taught in school is no longer valid because I'll say this, I don't want to make too many generalizations, but most everything now, especially in Los Angeles schools, public and private, is taught through this lens of quote unquote white supremacy, meaning that every teacher, for instance, many teachers are trying to abandon studying Shakespeare because they say that Shakespeare promotes white supremacy. Many teachers are, trying to overhaul their history curriculums that they're providing in schools to reflect debunked myths like the 1619 Project, where America was not founded, where it says America was not founded on freedom, but we were instead founded when the first slave ship arrived in Jamestown in 1619. So we're seeing this very dangerous revision of history being not based on fact, being injected into many of our public and private schools.
So what are you doing with PrEP? The resources for educators and parents with PragerU. What do you do? What does that mean?
Right. So PrEP has two purposes. One is to form an army, if you will, of like-minded parents, kindred spirits with pro-American positive celebration of all of our values so we can support each other and be able to give each other courage to speak up in our own schools and push back on some of this leftist injections into our education. And then the second purpose, which is I would say the most fun, is creating educational and entertaining video content for kindergartners through 12th graders. We have a variety of different shows that we are producing right now for when you become a member of PrEP for your kids to watch. We're doing a story time with your favorite dog, Otto. We have an Otto character in our story time for kindergartners. We have a series of magazines that are being produced for 3rd through 5th graders, highlighting very important American figures in history. We have different, 5-minute videos that are being rehashed and repurposed for the younger set to be able to digest, if you're in junior high or high school, so that they can learn our history in a very fun way that is not being taught in their schools. We're providing resources for parents to depend on to give their kids a positive celebratory experience for being raised with American values because they're not getting it in many schools.
And how do people get in touch with you?
So you can go to PragerU.com/PrEP, PREP, and you can become a member there. And right now, our membership it's really remarkable and exciting because we launched just a few months ago, and we're just getting started. Like I said, we're creating this army of like-minded parents to give each other courage for our schools and communities, and you can become a member there. And we're starting this movement together.
PragerU.com/PrEP.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to keep checking in with you because I can't think of more important work in America right now.
It is important work.
Well, thank you for what you're doing, Jill Simonian. Thank you, Dennis Prager here. Basically my whole life I have said it was so much easier to raise my generation than it is to raise the current. So this is not new, but it's worse. You sent your kid off to school, and you just knew they were reinforced with fundamental American values, fairness. What is it? Truth, justice, and the American way, the motto of Superman. That's what they were taught. That's what I was. Well, I went to a religious school, so it's not fair to use it.